Communicator. Taya is working on Project 2 from the CC Manual, Organize Your Speech, which will be 5 to 7 minutes long. The speech will reflect on Taya's tenure at American Greetings as she approaches an anniversary milestone in 2017. Please welcome Taya Hines to the podium with her speech, Time Flies When You're Having Fun.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We have such a full house today. I was hoping to get away with speaking to about 4 people like last week, but that did not work out. So as Kathleen mentioned, I'm going to be speaking about my tenure at American Greetings. I just had 9 years in August, and thinking about all my time here kind of made me think, wow, next year's going to be a decade. And so then that's how the speech was born. So I started off at American Greetings in the Global Sourcing Department, and this was before Keith was there. And I came in to support the plants, so I did a lot of stuff like contracts and jan sand and towels and tissues. Nothing sexy, but it was all a good learning experience. I did that for a couple years, and then I moved on within still global sourcing to do temporary displayers. I like that a little bit more. It was if you go to Walmart or a Target and you see the corrugation out there, global sourcing, or I used to do that. So I kind of like that we got to work with the signage, and I like the colors and all of that good stuff. Also, I was in that department the longest time. I was in global sourcing for about 3.5 years. I got engaged and married in that time frame, so that area is very near and dear to me. I also completed my MBA during that time, so very, very, very busy time, but it was great. So from global sourcing, I went into retail experience, and that area of the organization is responsible for the signage. So it's broken up into AG Core, Walmart, and Target. I was over AG Core. I enjoyed that position because I got to work with the merchant team, and I also got to work with the designers. So the merchant team would come and explain the feel of the holiday. So for instance, they would say, you know, we wouldn't use blue ever in Christmas because blue is very cold and we want it to be warm, so we always stayed away from there. So my main goal was to take what the merchants was telling us and flip it into what the designers could understand. So I would go and set the season and set up all the signage, and then we'd have a big review. Sharon Snyder was in, and Steve Lasserson were in place, and I had to get approval from them to move on with the holiday. I did really enjoy that role. I only stayed in that role for about 15 months. Then I took a job with field sales. That was a job as a project manager where I would do roles that supported the field. I hadn't been an area supervisor, which is what I was supporting, but the boss who hired me wanted me to have fresh eyes and didn't want me to be jaded. So that's why he took me into that role. So this role, instead of saving the money like I did in global sourcing and trying to find the best deals, I was now spending the company's money and working on a lot of capital projects. So we would take things from the very beginning of the project, research them, present them, try and get buy-in, and if we got buy-in, we'd move forward. Most of the answers were no. You'd spend so much time and energy working on this thing, and it would just get denied due to budget. But the biggest thing that I did in that role was roll out the Motorola's. So if anyone knows anything about the field, you know that we have this old, it's called a Telzon brick-looking thing that's 30 plus years old, that they don't work well, and we had to have a Band-Aid solution because now we've started rolling out the tablets. So this Motorola device that I was working to purchase and test and figure out if we were going to use it, that was kind of the Band-Aid in the middle solution until we waited on the tablets. So I was in that role for a good 2 years. In the middle of that role, I decided that I wanted to go to sales. So I went to my boss and said, hey, I'd like to go into sales. He's like, good luck to you, you know, that I support you. So I sat down with the hiring manager and said, okay, I'm ready to come to sales. And he told me, the first thing out of his mouth was, were you an area supervisor? And I was like, no. So he completely derailed my entire conversation. I was very, very disappointed that that was his reaction. So I went to my boss and I said, okay, can I do some shadowing? I know a lot about the field. I've clearly never been in it, but it seems like a really tough job. I'm not sure if this is the avenue I want to pursue, to take almost a step back, to take a step forward. So I was able to set up with the VP of sales and my current boss what where I should shadow and to see if I would get a good feel. So I shadowed 2 account executives. I went out to California, I went to New Jersey, I went to the Toys R Us headquarters. I decided that I needed to be in the field because I still had a lot to learn, and so I went back to my boss and said, okay, I'm gonna go to the field. I'm willing to move. I'd like to go someplace reasonable. Please don't send me to North Dakota. but I'm open to this. So lucky enough, Cleveland West Territory opened up for me. So I went from the project management role into the field, but I didn't have to move. And it turns out the girl who came inside and the job I took, she took my role in retail experience. So kind of, there was a middle job in there between that, but it was kind of lucky. So I did the area supervisor job, which is now called a territory sales manager, for 18 months. I was in charge of about 200 stores, about 60 part-time merchandisers. My territory went from Lakewood all the way to Findlay. I was responsible for training, hiring, firing, making sure we executed the program correctly. It was a lot of work, a lot of tears. Overall, it was probably the most dynamic experience I've ever had, and it was a great one. I wouldn't change it for the world. And so that was 18 months. That was plenty of time. I was told that I could hopefully come back in within 2 years. So at my 18-month mark, which is almost been a year now, I came inside to be an account manager. Currently, I'm the account manager for Toys R Us, so I work on operations, so I'm still supporting the field. All of the area supervisors come to me when they have issues, responsible for the fixtures. Any remedy tickets or issues from Toys R Us headquarters come to me to resolve. And then I'm also over a local chain which has about 18 stores called Acme. So, like I said, I've been in this role for almost a year. I like it. It's very challenging because Toys R Us is going through a lot of changes right now. But I'm happy that I came back inside and that I have kind of brought everything full circle. Started off as a buyer, and now I'm in sales, and I'm really excited for the next 10 years to see what that will bring. So in conclusion, that's my tenure at American Greetings. Thank you.